What adjustments do the Lakers have to make if they want to even up this series tonight?
Well, I wouldn't change anything defensively. I think if you're the Lakers, the one thing you can take away in a very positive fashion from game one is this Blazers team that was hanging 125 on everybody. You held them to 64 points in quarters 2 through 4. They didn't break 23 points in any quarter other than the first quarter. And so if the Lakers can sign up, the Blazers scored 100 in game one. The Lakers would sign up right now for the Blazers scoring 105 in every game the rest of the series. So defensively, I wouldn't change much of anything. Offensively, I think that you have to seriously consider a starting lineup change, the one I've been calling for since Avery Bradley went down. KCP's been excellent for the Lakers this year, not 2 days ago, but this year. But put him back on the bench role and see what it looks like with Caruso next to LeBron. The best starting lineup, of course, would be Anthony Davis at center. He doesn't want to start games like that, so you have to tweak it elsewhere. And the other thing, Broussard, is I would stop with all these giant lineups at all times. I'm not saying JaVale can't play, but he should play less. And Markieff Morris, why he had such a featured role in game one, I would adjust that as well. I don't think your defense will suffer dramatically, and I think your offense will get better. So those are the adjustments, if I were the Lakers, Broussard, I would make.
I agree with you defensively. The Lakers were fine defensively. Dame, CJ, Carmelo Anthony, Gary Trent Jr., none of them really were on fire throughout the game. Now, Dame obviously got hot early in the fourth quarter, and then, Trent and the guys hit a couple big shots, but they weren't shooting their normal percentage throughout the game. So the defense was fine. Offensively, Nick, here's one thing I think you failed to mention. LeBron James has got to be more scoring-minded, okay? He played a terrific floor game, 23 points, 17 rebounds, 16 assists. That was all well and good. But his teammates can't shoot, okay? So outside of Anthony Davis, he is not getting a lot of scoring. So he is going to have to look to score more as well as be a facilitator. And that's where your lineup change of putting Caruso in there could help that, in that LeBron would play off the ball a little more, presumably, and then maybe be more in the scorer's mentality. Now, if the guys show up and start hitting shots, we know they're streaky. If Danny Green and KCP are on fire, then LeBron can just be the floor general. But if they're not shooting well, he has got to score more. 23 points for him is low. So I need a little more from LeBron. And AD, I need something in the fourth quarter. I mean, I've been saying it all year. He's got to give you something in the fourth quarter. This 2.5 to 3 quarters of being a superstar and then disappearing and being a role player in the fourth is not enough. So I need more.
You guys are in trouble. You guys are in trouble. Tomorrow is going to be a great show. You guys are both in trouble. And Nick, all I heard the other day was the Lakers just need to shoot. Once the Lakers shoot better, the Lakers will win. And now you give all the credit to the Lakers defense because the Blazers didn't shoot well. Look at the Blazers. They made 100 points, worse. Their field goal percentage was the worst. Three-pointers they made 13, and they had the worst assist to turnover ratio, and they still won. So once they get back to their normal Blazer thing, they're going to win again. I think you guys are in deep trouble, Nick. And then tomorrow's show, I'll give you the topic bar for tomorrow's show. Nick, are you nervous yet if the Lakers lose?
Okay, but again,
he said he would be mildly nervous if they lose game 2.
Correct. I would be. If they lose tonight, then you got to beat them 4 out of 5, and it starts getting a little anxious. But your graphic is so silly. They shot 39% from 3. The reason that they had their worst field goal percentage was because they couldn't hit anything near the rim, because that's what the Lakers do to you defensively. The difference between that and the Lakers hitting shots is, if you watch the game, the Lakers had unguarded 3 after unguarded 3 after unguarded 3. The Blazers weren't missing wide open shots. They were missing contested looks. So to me, that is a major difference. Broussard, though, to your point about LeBron being more aggressive, We will find out if LeBron thinks this is a must-win game. If he does, he will be more aggressive. When the 2018, when they lost, well, no, I mean that's what if he thinks they can lose this game and still win the series, I don't think he'll change his approach at all because that approach was intentional.
Be kidding me.
But you saw in 2018 with that Cavs team, the first game of the playoffs, he had a 24-point triple-double. They lost. He responded in game 2 with 46 points in the game-winning 3. Couple rounds later against the Celtics, he had he took 16 shots in game 1. They lost. He responded in game 2 with 42. Now, they lost that game as well, came back to win the series. So I think that if the Lakers are trailing in the second half, you're going to see a more aggressive LeBron. I would be shocked if to start the game today, you see anything other than LeBron trying to get Anthony Davis going. I think that will be his approach. I think that will be his approach until AD gets going, even if folks want him to be more aggressive.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.